Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I have quite a nice rack. I have the Q with the U, which is good. Through an S, I would have Bass Queen, but I'm not seeing any other bingos. I have Kneecab as a 5, and Chi and Chin. Well, no S. Let me consider the floaters that opponent has provided. Close to inequable, but that's a 9. Not seeing anything with the O. Close to by unique. And not seeing anything with the R. So, how can I sort this rack out and get value from the Q? Well, I think the best I can achieve is a double word square, which would be column 11. Wow, look at that bark. Just fails to hit both double word squares. I've got choir, but it's not a great rack leave. NAB, I'd like to burn the B as well. So I could play Burka. Well, I could through the R, but that doesn't get doubled either. So I'm struggling with this rack. I wasn't expecting to. It looked quite useful. Now, Lauer takes an E. So I could play Quine, but is there a B word which ends in E? I don't think bank is good. Quine takes an E in front. Gosh, I am struggling here. So, what about Kneecab here, which does get rid of the B? Scores 38 points, which I think is more than I would otherwise achieve. It's vulnerable to an X, but that's all. The rack leave is atrocious. But I think this is the best in terms of score and rack leave of the moves I've considered so far. Let me take this back. This is better because it doesn't have the X danger. I draw the Z, which is good, and I've also drawn 3 consonants, which is good since I retained 2 vowels. This could have been a lot worse. Now I've still got an E for hooking on the end of Lauer. Do I have any 5-letter Z plays? I don't think I do. I have Mezzi in row H, which doesn't get tripled, but row H is quite hot, so I need to consider taking that out. Any other hot Z spots? Wow, look at that, opponent did have the X. Thank goodness I didn't play Kneecab in row G as I originally contemplated doing. So, what do I have in row H? That looks a pretty useful lane, and I'm looking for anything. I don't have to play off the Z straight away. Well, what I could do is Ms down here, which does effectively take out a lot of the danger of row H. It stops opponent having free rein to play 5-letter words. Rack leave not great, not terrible. 34 points is good. Now my U can go underneath the X. And I have the T for going underneath OB. Well, and I still have those for next turn. I'm going with this. And I draw another of the high-scoring tiles, the final one for this game. Z, X and Q already on the board, and I have a slender lead. I'm looking for a 5-letter play, beginning or ending in E, and I'm not seeing one. I have je in column 10, but that keeps U and W, and I'd like to split them up. I can play Jew and Jude, which would split them up. And that does hook Lauer, but doesn't get doubled. I also have Jute on my rack. I don't have anything great in row K, which hooks, or which sticks in a U after the X. Now, are there any hooks for Ms? I don't think so. Possibly another Z, but I'm not sure about that. Some alarm is going off outside. I hope that ends shortly. And I hope it's not my car. So this isn't great. Great, just 12 points for opponent. Fantastic. And he provides a Jew spot. So that's 31 points. Rackleave is okay despite the U, given the starting position. Yeah, Jew for 31. Well, I'm still not in bingo territory, but I feel a little closer. I've certainly worked my way through all of the high-scoring tiles. Wow, great bingo for opponent. 82 points. And, well, I have unbooted through the end, but it's in the wrong position. How about the other floaters? And I note immediately that I do have a front hook for lanches in the B, but I am, first of all, considering bingos. And I'm not seeing anything. I've got the out prefix. Outboned, not good. And I think it is just the floaters in lanches. So I'm sticking my B above it. I've got Budo, which I think is the best I can do, for 48. Well, vowel heavy. So I don't think there's going to be a bingo here. And for the first time this game, I have no scoring tiles. My lead is just 11 points. So, can I get value from any of the floaters on the board? I've got T and I for row K, but I think the best I can do there is tie. I do have étoile on my rack, which would sort the rack out, but I'm not seeing anywhere to play that. Just considering the constants on the board in case I have a bingo, but I'm not seeing one. So at the moment, I'm rather hoping opponent might provide something. I'm just wondering if there's any way I can play off 3 vowels and retain my L and O just to leave a balanced rack. But I'm not seeing anywhere for such a play. Okay, opponent does play only 23 points. And he does provide a spot for étoile. But it's a dangerous spot and it doesn't score very much. I could play elect and tour. Again, not scoring very much. Well, I have something a little longer here. I have Teloi, keeping double E, which is not a terrible rack leave. And it scores 25 points, and it doesn't give... It also doesn't play, because XE isn't good. So let me go back to my first thought here, which was tie. Decent score, not giving masses away. And the rack leave is bearable. There are floating consonants on the board, mainly the N and the C. I am going with this. Wow, that is a good pickup. 2 consonants and a blank. Admittedly Y's, which aren't great. But there is the hey possibility. Wow, I actually have doily down here. That's going to be massive. That's going to be 50 or 60 points. And it goes. What a shame. So, what can I do here? Do I have anything through this L? Let me just investigate this alarm. It's just annoying the hell out of me. Well, it's next door's car and there's nothing I can do about it, so I hope not too much of it is being picked up on the microphone. Now, how am I going to sort this rack out? I do trail, but not by much, and I have the blank. I'd like to play off both Y's, and I can do that. I've got yay. It is leaving a vowel-heavy rack, but my priority is getting rid of my non-bingo-y Y's. So is there anywhere else I can get rid of 2 Y's? And the score's okay as well. No CYU plays. How am I doing for time? 12 minutes. I am going with this and hoping to avoid vowels. I pick up some 1 vowel, I think, and 1 consonant, so that's not too bad. I have enomel on my rack. Not sure there's anywhere for that. Still 3 S's and a blank to come, and hag takes an S. Did opponent play vug to sort out junk from his rack, or was he also holding on to an S? I don't have a bingo with the blank as an S. Not too many floaters on the board. There's the N and the C. Neither of which really help this rack. Orbit, what does that take? I think it takes an S. Hag takes a G as well as an S, and I think that's it. But no bingo for me with the blank as a G. Opponent taking a while with his move. He does have the K and scores, fortunately, only 35 points. I wonder if he's also got a second S. Now, I don't have... does enomel play now? It doesn't. But K does take an O in front, so there is now a 7-letter lane. Let me squiz for a 7. 12 minutes on my clock. Not seen anything so far. That's enomel. Just looking again at the board in case there's a lane I've overlooked, but I'm not seeing one. No, still nothing has come to mind. No. So, how to sort this rack out? Well, I could just play double O here. This rack leave isn't too terrible. I am taking out a bingo lane, but it's not a fantastic bingo lane. However, there are very few bingo lanes on the board. I'm just contemplating extending this, perhaps with Lou or Loon. But I only trail by 30. And I think Obit takes an S, so there are bingo lanes on the board. But can I do better than 14? And can I develop the board since I do have the blank? Well, I'm not seeing a way of doing so. Great, well, if I don't have a bingo, I do have a scoring tile in the F. I have felines, so we will find out if Obbit takes an S. I think it does. I think it's short for obituary. Now, do I have a bingo ending in a C? I do have an I for the IC ending. I think Ollie Finnick is good rather than Ollie Fennick. Troad takes, well, I think an E and an S, so I certainly am bingoing now. I think this is my preferred spot. I don't think Obbit takes anything else other than an S. This is 76 points. No vowels next to premium squares. I am going with this. Great. Quite a nice rack. Is there a bingo ending in C? Is dieteric good? I think it may be. And surely opponent will be attracted to the opportunities around felines and troad. I'm not... Diuretic, I think, is the anagram associated with diuresis. That's what I'm thinking of. Not dieteric, diuretic. But as I was saying, felines and troad both provide scoring opportunities. So will diuretic remain available? A crunch moment in the game. And it does. But opponent has slightly complicated matters by opening up row O, but that's not going to deter me from playing diuretic. I just need to pause in case I have a bingo through the L or the A, and I've paused enough. So diuretic for 94. Bang! And look at this for a pickup. Absolutely amazing. Superb. Surely I am bingoing again. And there are bingo lanes on this board. There's row D for a 3-tile overlap, including AGE. And so I've got spinach there. And there's also row O through the A, in which I would have the AG. Fantastic. 2 triple lanes available. Wow. Surely one of those will give me a triple bingo. So I've got 9 minutes to find one. Now, I was considering row O ending AGES. That would leave pan. I think panages is good. Let's save time by trying this. And it is. Bang! 140 points. Superb. And I've drawn over ran, which is insane. I'm not sure I'll have an opportunity to play it, but what a pickup. And I've now got over 500 points. There are 2 tiles in the bag. And I don't think even a triple is going to help opponent, but he may have one. These are bingo-y tiles that are left. I would have over rank onto a K. K's already been played and is not available. The L is available for bingos ending AL and EL. Not seeing anything there. Opponent may leave column 1 alone if he doesn't have a triple, if he identifies that as being the only route to victory, and he may play off 1 or 2 tiles. I have never had 2 triples in a game, and I don't think I'm going to this turn, but I'm close. So I've got the over prefix with ran. I'm pretty sure there's no bingo through the T, regardless of its position. And well, there we go. Nice play by opponent, just 30 points. Clearly gave up on winning or bingoing. Now, 9 minutes on my clock, which is good. What can I do here? So there are 2 new floaters to consider, the C and the E, carnivore with an extra I. I don't think there's a bingo beginning with C. How about the E? No. So P doesn't take an A in front. Overran doesn't have an anagram. Opponent is going out next turn, I think. So he's got here in column 3, and he's got heel in row N. So he has got 2 outs, and both of them cannot be blocked. So what can I do? Do I have a play which gets the V tripled? And the point of that exercise was to say I've got only one turn. So V, A or O, L, E, and wow, so close. I have volley, but that would be U, A, Y. So I'm not seeing a V something L play. What about a play underneath the F of felines? Well, that would require an A. Well, I have vor. So this is my base position, 26 points. Can I do better than that? And that's 26 less 6 for countback. So this is a 20-point play. But it's gifting opponent HAE, so this is certainly not best. 6 minutes on my clock. So what about a play which begins VA, and then the O would need to be here. Varo, Vano, nothing is working. What about an E in this position? No. Well, what I do have is over. That's 26. And it's not gifting the same high-scoring score as Vor did. So again, this is a 20-point play. 5 minutes on my clock. Where else is hot for the V? Well, what about Vol? That would be 26. No, that's not better than this. Okay, well, I do have 5 minutes on my clock. In a game, I would probably use up more time trying to find something better. But I think I will draw stumps on this with over for 26. And opponent will surely be going out now. I'm still scanning the board looking for better options than over. I'm absolutely sure that wasn't best. And opponent does go out. And the final score, 399 for my opponent, 540 for me, a winning margin of 141 points, so a huge, huge win. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. Back-to-back bingos with the second one being a triple-triple. Now, it was my opponent to go first, and he played Lauer, and I really struggled with this rack. Gosh, why didn't I play Bark? For some reason, I think I may have thought that it didn't hit the double word square, but I think that would have been the play. So, although my play scored more, 38 points, the Rackley of IN is 4 points better than EU. EU is going to be negative, maybe minus 5, and IN is positive, probably plus maybe 3, so certainly Bark a better play. So, an inauspicious start. Opponent plays Picks, and I play Ms for 34, and that looks fine. Wow, I was expecting a bingo to come up then. It looked pretty bingo-y, but there wasn't one. My rack, and I played Jew for 31. That looks fine. Great bingo by opponent. Interestingly, also playable one square lower down because of the E hook for lower, and that would have been better for opponent because I wouldn't have been able to respond with a triple word square play. So I played Budo for 48, which was great for me. Kept my nose in front. Opponent plays Or, and this was a rack I struggled with. So F14, F12, I didn't like that. It was providing access to column 15. So I played tie for 21. Yeah, all of these column 14 plays which are shown here are ones which open up column 15, so I still like my play. Horrible rack for opponent, and look at this, he was getting rid of junk and he was retaining the S, so this is a nice play. Great no-missed bingo here. And I like my play. I am getting rid of 2 Ys, which is a very un-bingo-y tile. And the other options on offer here provide at most 3 more points and retain the Y. Every option here retains a Y, so I like my play. Opponent plays Stank, so let's just go back. He did have just the solitary S. Now, this is where I had the non-playable Enomel. Olio, that's nice. Oh, very nice. Very nice. That is the 3-vowel play I was looking for, which eluded me. So I played double O for 14, an inferior play. Opponent plays Troad, and at this stage I'm 40 points behind, but things are about to change dramatically. So N filed. Wow, because that gets the F tripled and the word doubled, albeit opening up access to row O. So I actually prefer my play. It's 15 points less, but it really provides very little for opponent. Opponent plays Filer, and now this was a key move. I have Diuretic for 94, and as you can see, if I'd missed that, the remaining options are significantly less. So this absolutely propelled me into a big, big lead. But opponent did come straight back for Turgite. And look at this, I'd forgotten this. This is actually my 3rd back-to-back bingo, not my 2nd. And not only is it a bingo, it is a triple-triple. So these are the triple-triples available: appanages, pontages, panages, pawnages, and pageants. But look at this, there was one in column 1 as well. There was Pantlegs. So an absolute plethora of triple-triples to choose from, all scoring the same. Now, opponent close to a bingo, doesn't have one, gets 30 for Cestoid. Wow, look at that, Cestoidian, fantastic word, never heard of it. 39 points. What do? I play over. So I play over for 26. What else was available? Over was a 20-point play, taking account of countback. And Cestoidian would be a 25-point play. But look at this. Vera, M2, was really the only better play than over. So over was very close to being best. And finally, opponent plays here, could have played Hail towards the right. So what an amazing game. Really nip and tuck through the initial part of the game, and I felt I was struggling a bit. I took an age over the kneecap play, choosing the wrong move, and double O was certainly inferior to Olio. But so we were basically neck and neck, and then suddenly out of the blue I have these 3 back-to-back bingos, and that absolutely transformed the game, and not surprisingly, and I ran out at 140 point victor. So just one of the enjoyable aspects of playing the game. You can have a ho-hummer of a game which suddenly transforms into a gilded lily. So absolutely amazing stuff. Many thanks to my opponent for a great battle. I hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.